Hey everyone, just sitting here with Rebecca. She's a fellow trader in the Black Shirt Club with me. And yeah, just wanted to sit with her and chop it up a little bit about her trading journey and kind of where I'm having my struggles and hopefully get some tips and yeah, just talk about just a random conversation. So, how are you, Rebecca?
Good, thank you. We're both on the same side of the world now, finally. You tried to say you're from Vancouver, but
Yeah, no,
I know the
it's
truth.
it's as much as I love it here, the only thing is just trading that early in the morning. But you know what? We have days where it's I can be off the desk by 9 a.m., which is a dream story.
Yeah, honestly, I think like when we came back, I was really jet lagged and I just didn't adjust. So I get up at 6 a.m. anyways, and like my husband's alarm goes off at 6 a.m. So I'm like, well, might as well freaking get up.
So how is it being married to a doctor, like sleep wise? Like you guys are always on different sleep cycles. Like I can't even imagine.
He like a standard day from him for him is like 6:30 till 6. And then a couple days a week he'll have like a 30-hour shift.
Wow.
That one's
Jeez.
hard. That one's hard. I mean, I don't mind like the whole bed, but then of course usually my son's like, "Can I sleep with you tonight? Because dad's not here." I'm like,
Yeah. My mom was in the hospital recently, and the resident doctor that was on, they were on for 7 days on, 7 days off. And it was like for the 7 days, I felt like he was always there. Like
they
he never
are.
went home.
I think my husband would prefer that, like to have 7 days and then 7 days at home. Like he doesn't even get a day after his 30 day to like 30 hours to recover. It's just like right
Yeah.
back to his like 12 hours shift. So that's fun.
Brutal, brutal. I
No.
can only imagine. And here we are trading for a few hours a day and complaining that the markets aren't giving us what we want, or we're down, or I want to break my keyboard, or I didn't catch the move. Like how many
Just like
times?
sitting at the computer all day. Why?
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't, when I got into this, I got into it so I wouldn't be at the computer all day. And I find my worst days I'm at the computer longer than I should be. And that's like the theme.
Yeah, me too. And I got into this because yes, like you can work less in a day. It's like really, really a job where you get the most, what's the word I'm looking for? The most like outcome for the least amount of time actually working. Like there's back testing, there's working on your mental fortitude, working on your psychology, reading the books, doing all that stuff, of course, but like actually at the desk, like 2 hours?
Yeah,
Really?
I agree. That's like
Yeah.
the memes that you always see. Like people complain that they don't take $500 profit in 30 minutes, but they make $15 an hour at their job. You know what I mean? So it's I think about that all the time when I'm trading, and it actually grounds me. So
That's good.
right,
Yeah.
reminds me and makes me humble. And you can make money trading micros. You don't have to be trading minis with the big boys if you don't want to be.
I'm a micro gal, and I know that sounds dirty. That's not what I mean. Okay? But you know what I mean.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I get it. No. Well, when I first started trading, I was trading minis,
Me too.
and I was getting such, the my win rate wasn't the best. It was, I think, like probably 45%. But when I was winning, the wins were so big, and then you forget about it, and then until you take that loss, that's twice as big, and you're in the thousands. So that
Yes.
was switching to micros was definitely a game changer for me, and that helped me quite a bit manage my trades and just be more confident in my trades. So now I'm going not back towards minis, but I'm scaling up how many micros I do trade, where I went from like 2 to 5, and now last week I had an A plus setup that had the risk to reward was perfect. So I put 10 micros on and caught the move, and I was happy with it.
Good for you. I'm still at 5 micros, and then I don't know. I prefer to take a payout as opposed to like build a buffer just because I'm new and I'm still like I'm right at break even. So I would like to be actually no, that's not true. My last payout made me a little bit profitable by that payout amount. So I'm like, I'm now a profitable trader. But I just want to get to that point where I've made some money and then I'll look at like building buffers and scaling up. But I just remember like trading minis and like the thrill that I would get when it would go my direction, like 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, like so fast. And now I'm like, I don't want to feel any thrill while I'm trading. I just want it to be
Well,
like,
that's how.
I'm good with my stop loss. Be great if my profit hits, and I just sit and watch it play out. And actually, usually I don't even sit and watch it play out. usually I place it and I have other things to be doing, which some people don't agree with, but
So how do you feel taking those trades? So when you take those trades in Tradeify and you get stopped out, does your TP, your limit order come off too? Like you don't have to worry about
yes.
there being a floating limit order, and then if price went the other way, you'd get
Mm-mm.
stuck in that trade.
No,
That was
the only way I need to make sure is if I add into my trades.
that's what I was quite curious to ask you because I don't one of my biggest fears, and I've had it actually happen with Apex where I lost 12 evaluations where it had a floating limit order and I closed my trade out and the limit order stayed on and it picked it up later and price tanked and it was a long and it basically blew. I came back to the desk that night to do my review and saw that 12 accounts were blown.
You and Evan should start a support group.
So it was painful. So it's been the biggest fear of mine is I want to get to a place where I can leave. I can see even some of these setups in the Asian session for us. If I could have a really small, I'm talking some like 1 or 2 micros, a decent tight stop, and then be able to have a limit set, for 2 or 3 R, then it's worth taking those trades. But if I'm gonna do it for 1 R, I'm not taking, I'm not trading the Asian session to make 40 or $50. Like I'm not doing
No, I've been
this.
doing that though recently. So, but I'm not on my funded accounts. I've been doing it. I have a couple practice accounts with the futures desk.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing it with them. One of them I do MNQ just to kind of like get my feel with it because I'm an MES trader. And then the other one, I just I do those overnight Asian time, like Asian market trades. Um, and it's, if I had left it today, like last night, I had it right at the top and then I closed it when I woke up at like 5 in the morning to go to the bathroom. I was like, I'm going to close that. But if I had left it, it would have been great. But I'm definitely like 3 micros and my stops are quite large, like 20 points.
Yeah. See, but if I was able to set everything and be comfortable with leaving it, then I would be fine with taking trades like that. Because even right now, I'm in a trade and I've been in the trade for I don't know the last 3 hours, and it's I took half the size off at my TP, and then I'm just letting. I've never left a runner before. It's the first time.
It's fun and we're recording it.
Yeah. So, but I'd like to be able to have a TP set at the gap fill and not have to not be looking at the screen. And then I could just look away and then I could really be focused on what I'm doing. Or I could, go spend time with Miles for a minute. And if it hits TP, great. And if I get stopped out and profit where my stop is, great too. Like I'm not
Why don't you do that then?
actually, I'm just so scared that it's not gonna,
Why?
it's,
I'm gonna try and bring more light into the room. That did nothing. It brought no light in at all. Did you do it? Maybe I'll put on my little light machine. Also did nothing. Right. Just take it away. A little light. There we go.
let's see the light.
I did. Well, I turned it off, but I got a little
Oh,
light.
yeah. Lighting makes a difference.
It
Feels
does.
great.
It does. I'm in like a solarium though, so it's not bad.
No, natural light is good, but it's lighting definitely you'll see as you start. I just kind of went not balls to the wall. I just kind of
Your
look
setup,
at.
I just have to say, is insane. My setup, I can't even show it to you because we are currently talking on my only setup that I have. I have one laptop and that is it. Okay.
I built this whole computer off of Marketplace, minus the
Oh,
actual computer, but all of the like you wouldn't believe it how many people buy stuff and they don't even use it. And you offer them something, and if they take it, they do. If they don't, I'll just wait patiently until someone will take my offer.
you should build me a setup.
I will, 100%.
Thanks.
Tell me what you want. That's what I was even saying for your podcasting stuff and your microphone and all that stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'll always keep. I'll start sending you stuff. You'll see.
A
There
better
you go.
mic.
You're good. It makes a
Yeah,
difference,
it does.
right? And you're killing it on YouTube. Like, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. It's so funny. I finally got like a professional thumbnail and it has the least amount of views out of all my videos. And I'm like, hold on, maybe I don't need thumbnails.
Well,
Like,
I think people just connect with you. Like you have that. Like you can see your presence even on Twitter. It's inspiring, right? So it's like I've always tried to make everything raw. I make all
mhm.
my own thumbnails, but I try to make like my videos super just me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ums and ahs and pauses, and I say the word so like a million times, right? And I'll probably say it a million, but it's just that's who I am. I'm not.
I say all the time, and I touch my hair, which I'm like, I
Yeah.
have to stop doing that. I'm like, tuck.
So I need to start doing like hand movements and like
Oh,
get
I'm
people.
Italian, you know. Actually, I'm
Yeah.
not
So
Italian. I shouldn't say that, but I'm
I
married to an
see.
Italian, so I
I see you.
use.
I see you say, what is it? Good afternoon or hello in Italian? What is it?
Yeah, I say, welcome everyone.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad.
Benvenuti a tutti. I'm like, that's
Yeah,
gonna be my slogan.
that's good. You should.
Thank you.
The Italian trader. You can
I
be
know,
like, there's a
right?
guy named Jay Trader. I don't know if you follow him. I'm pretty sure he's Italian.
Oh, I should connect with them.
Yeah, he's like a bigger, I don't know where I've heard him on a bunch of podcasts before. I'm pretty sure he's Italian, but his name is Jay Trader. He goes by on like all that's his handle.
Jay, that's clever. Play on
Yeah.
words there. Jay Trader.
Yeah,
Look you
exactly.
up.
Right. It's simple, simple,
It's
simple,
simple.
simple. But yeah, no, back to the payouts.
Yeah, let's talk
So
about payouts.
your
All
first
my
payout was
payouts.
your first payout was Top Step,
Yeah.
and that was last year, right?
Yes, all my payouts have been top step except for my last one, which was Tradeify.
Okay, so that's what I was. I couldn't remember if you took more with Tradeify. I know I still remember your first one with Top Step last year, and
Yeah.
then you've taken five, I think, since, right?
Yeah, I've taken 11 total.
Oh wow.
10 total or 10 or 11 total. And then my last one.
Yeah. Your teeth is okay. He's always so worried about coming in on a video. That's too
Oh,
funny.
that's fine. Hello.
Well,
My
our drawing. Yeah, anyways, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
No, no, no. It's not even. It's irrelevant to this conversation. It's a
Okay, okay.
conversation.
My last payout was my biggest one, so that's exciting. Yeah, up with Tradeify. So
And
as
that was.
the Canadian dollar, it was like 2 grand Canadian. It was like 13.50 US and like 2 grand Canadian.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Like the conversion rate, because everywhere that we obviously you and I go to spend money, if we ever go in the U.S. or anywhere in the world, basically, our dollar is absolute crap.
Oh yeah, it's really bad.
And
But
even
getting paid American.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to. I always got to remind myself. Originally, when I was shooting for all these numbers, I was like, "Oh, I need to make this much a month to be, to live comfortably." And it was like, actually, I need to make 60% of that because I'm forgetting about the conversion, right? So
Yep.
that is going to be the one benefit of being Canadian right now. That's probably the only benefit, but
I know I'm shooting for a 10K month and I'm so close, but like in reality, in Canadian, I'm already there. So
yeah.
I'm like, is my goal 10K US or is my goal 10K Canadian, like my own currency? I don't know. I want my
Well, when
TradeZella to say 10K, so I guess it's 10K US.
no, that's how it should be. Because even when I added up my expenses last year, I saw you did that in your
Yeah.
DRC for all your accounts. So I did the same thing. And I was comparing it to, I don't know, someone else. And I was like, oh man, like I've been spending quite a bit of money. And then I was like, oh, this is Canadian. Let me convert this to US.
Yeah.
And actually it instead of 6,000, it was 4,500 or something that I had spent on the year on challenge accounts. And 1,000 of that, maybe 1,500 of that was on activations for XFAs and PAs. So realistically, it cost me 5 grand to learn how to trade for a year and to trade every single day.
When you think about university tuition, that ain't bad.
Well, people keep asking me, all my friends, have you made any money yet? Have you made any money? And I'm like, no, I haven't made any money, but I haven't lost a lot. And they just don't seem to understand what I mean.
They don't get it. I mean, I know a lot of people online, they say like don't tell your family and friends that you're trading because they just will discourage you. And I kind of can't help but think like if those are the kind of friends that you have, maybe you need new friends instead of like you're saying don't tell them. Like my friends are like, this is so cool. The friends that I tell. Like good for you. Of course, it is like a little bit different being a woman, I think, maybe in it, but they're like stoked for me.
Yeah, no,
So,
that's how it should be. But I've had some really good friends just kind of turn their back on me and
oh,
not even ask me how it's going. Where I have other friends that I would not expect to ask me how it's going, giving me kudos on Instagram or commenting on my YouTube videos, which is like it just goes to show you who's really in your corner and who's not, right? If that's the
yeah.
unfortunate part of life. Some people are around for the wrong reasons. And the one thing I am enjoying about trading is I'm finding actually that place in my life where I want to surround myself with supportive people. I'm 43, so it's different for me. I've been successful at lots of things I've done in life, and this is the hardest by far,
Yeah.
the hardest thing I've ever done. So
Yeah.
to have people give you credit or anytime like somebody just acknowledges that you're putting the work in is like huge. And that's where making this content for me has been a game changer because it's like the people that I expected to never be around were the ones that have been in my corner the most, which is so cool. So
That's so nice. I mean, listen, when you get your big payout and you take a trip to Maui and you put a photo up and you'd say, "Hey, friends, you would be here with me right now," but you're
yeah,
not.
no, I mean, my first trip to LA for the first conference I went to, I didn't even really want to post anything because I was almost a bit embarrassed.
Oh,
And now it's like when I'm away, like when I was in Dallas, all I did was post pictures. And now, like when we go to Tampa, all I'm going to do is like, you
oh,
know,
I wish I could go.
it'll come. It'll, but
Yeah,
you're in a, your kids are in a, you have two and they're, what's
little.
the age difference?
I have a 10-month-old
Yeah.
and then like a 3 and a bit
So like
year old.
the best of both ages.
Yeah, it is. They're so fun. They're so fun. And I feel kind of bad because when they wake up in the morning and I'm trading, I'm like, no. And then I was showing my daughter this morning, I'm like, this is a chart.
Yeah, that's good. That's
You're going to
awesome.
be a trader.
Well, I have actually. Hillary comes in in the room with Miles as soon as he wakes up, and he pushes my door open to my office. And like whether I'm in a trade or not, whether I'm in a good mood or bad mood, no matter what's going on, I make sure I stop for a second, say good morning, and give him a kiss. And it's like his thing. Like he won't start his day without pushing the door open to my office. So it's like I expect it, and it's like it's
It's really
nice,
cute.
right? So,
Well, there's studies that show how important the first 3 minutes are of their day when they wake up. So I think that that's great.
but no, back to that again. We kind of keep getting
Yes.
sidetracked, and this is how it's
Sorry.
going to be, right? No, it's good. That's
Like we're old
we're,
friends.
we're normal people, right? And we're
Yeah.
having a conversation, but no,
I know
back
people
to
watching this are like, let's go.
so you don't copy trade, right?
Not anymore. I did. I
That's
did.
do you think you'd get back to a place where you'd want to copy trade?
Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, I like, sorry, I hate the Trade Ovate copy trader. And I think I'm kind of like gearing away from Top Step. So, I like copy trading on Project X. I don't like it on TradeOvate. That leaves me minimal options for like where I can copy trade. And I do like the ability to have heavier risk on some accounts. And so I will keep trading some accounts, even if I'm upgrading on the day and leave some others by themselves. But I guess I can still copy trade my first trade and then uncopy. It's just a lot of like
Yeah. Yeah.
legit, like just clicking, but that's okay.
That's where I was like, for me right now, because I was juggling both and then trading different prop firms and different accounts. And right now I just honed in on one account, one firm with
Which account? Which
Tradeify,
firm?
So I actually after last week and a half, like when I blew up my accounts on Monday and I had this whole like just mental thing where I was like, I was trying to give myself excuses not to come to the desk. And Wednesday morning, I'm like, I slept in and I shouldn't trade, like
Yep.
just beat myself up
Mm-hmm.
and basically just sat there in bed and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, why am I? So I came to the desk, did my whole morning routine, got to the desk half an hour late and, I took a trade and it was one of my best trades that I've taken in a long time.
I find the same. Sometimes when I get to the desk late, like one of my best trades like 2 weeks ago, it was at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which would be 1:30 p.m. No, yes. Yeah, 1:30 Eastern, like New York. And it
Yeah.
was like one of my best trades because the market had played out. I could
Yeah.
see what was
Well,
happening.
you can see it clear. You're not getting stuck in all the noise of the 15-minute open and then this happening and then the initial balance setting. And for me, I felt so good that day. I had bought uh, a challenge account with Tradeify. They were sell for $45, 100K for FOMC. They were
Right.
doing a sale. So I'm like, I'm gonna buy one. I took a trade in FOMC and it played out beautifully, just like how my thesis was behind the trade. I trailed my stop. I went in enough size. I was in 30 micros, and it was a $6,000 trade. So
Oh, that's right.
I
Yes, I
passed it.
remember. Oh
I
my
passed the
gosh,
eval
great.
in one trade, and for me, it was like first, it was like if I ever did that in the past, it was like gambling, the rush of it. But for me, I was actually sitting there, and I think we might have been on a marketing call.
Yes, we were. I remember.
Yeah, and I just moved my stop up, let it play out, moved my stop up, let it play out. And it's kind of like the short I'm in today. And I was just, if I can get to a place where I can trade like that. So now this account, if I can get this account to a payout, I'm going to, and
Good
it's
for
going to
you.
be, and then I can take that payout and then I can assess how I want to what firm I want to put my money with. Do I want to trade multiple accounts? But I just want to focus on the goal. And the goal is not to get a 5, 10, 15, 20K payout. The goal is to get a payout, right? Even if it's $500.
Will this be your first payout then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you
So,
said that. Yeah, yeah.
so
Then after
that,
that, it gets easier.
yeah, it's okay. I'm excited for it, right? I felt like last week was a turning point in my mental side of my trading. So
Good. I'm glad. I felt the same too. Like I was $180 away from a payout with Tradeify, and I was like, I'm gonna walk away because none of my setups are presenting. I'm not gonna force this. And then the next day I got it. Now I'm like 700 and I took two red days in a row. So I'm a little bit further away now from my payout, but I'm still about 6 to 700 on both of them. And I'm like, I'm not gonna force this. That's what, 2 days, maybe even one good day. I'm not going to force it. And then I'm going to take those payouts when I get there. Hopefully
but
by
that's
end
what
of
I
the
mean.
month.
If you can take that payout in a month,
Yeah.
why does it
Yeah,
have to
exactly.
be that? This is where I think a lot of traders don't pay attention to the language used by some of these prop firms and how they set their rules. They're very, very clever in their wording. Like, hey, we're going to do you a favor and pay you in 10 days if you can do this.
Yep.
Well, now the pressure's on. I can
Yep.
get paid in 10 days. And what am I going to do? I'm going to blow that account. I'm going to try it again. And I'm going to try it again. And eventually you're going to hit it 1 out of 10. But imagine you hit 5 out of 10 every 30 days instead of 1 out of 10 every 10 days for 30, you know what I mean? For the same amount
Yes.
of time.
Yes. I'm like, we get paid. I was saying this to Austin. I'm like, we get paid. Most people get paid bi-weekly. Why are we trying to get a payout in 5 days, in 10 days? Like,
No,
even a
exactly.
monthly payout would be sweet.
That's bi-weekly, monthly, like people get paid a salary. Do you know what I mean? Like, why are we here trying to be like, we want money now from this sim trading? I'm looking forward to all this, like the rumors out there about getting these live accounts. And that's kind of what my goal would be trading. My goal when I got into this wasn't to sim farm. I didn't even know what sim farming was.
Me neither.
My goal was to be a trader
Yeah.
and to make a living being a trader.
Hmm.
And whether it was going to be personal capital or prop firm capital, right now it only makes sense to any new trader to trade prop firm capital. Why would
Totally.
you even
Yeah.
risk your personal capital? You can mitigate your losses, but
The learning
eventually I'm
curve.
going to get to a place where I'll trade personal capital once I'm
Me too.
comfortable.
Me too.
And so it's this whole, it's we're in a really interesting time right now. The beginning of the year started with all this, what's going to happen with prop firms, where's it going, regulations, this and that. And if there is going to be
Fear
regulations, I want to
mongering.
be live.
I know I'm working right now towards a live account, so that's exciting for me. To be able to get to be say like I'm a live account trader, but
It's real.
I
It makes it
know,
real.
I know. So I'm working towards that and with the futures desk. So let's see.
I would
Let's
love
see.
to hear some more about the futures desk now.
Now,
Yeah.
they're awesome. They basically right now on the market, they have the quickest path to a live account. You can do it in as little as 6 days.
Wow.
So you build your own plan, your own like maximum loss limit in your own profit target, how much you want to I actually have a YouTube video on this if people want to check it out. How much you want to be able to trade, like your contract size, and then what's the minimum of days that you need to trade to be able to move on to the next stage. So I chose 7 days, and in reality, I could have chosen 12 and saved myself some money because I'm just taking it really slow.
Yep.
But then the price is adjusted according to the plan that you make. So right now, my account is I need to make 39.50 in profit, and then 22.50 is my drawdown. So it is a bit more of a profit target, but then once you make it to that live account, your risks change completely. Everything changes completely. So then once you get that 39.50, the next stage, I guess you can say, that you can pass in a day. So sorry, going back to the 39.50, I can't make more than 540 a day because I chose 7 days to get that
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Now and then yeah. Now, once you've got the 39.50, you just need to make your drawdown in profit. So I need to make 22.50, and then they move me into a live account. They cover all the brokerage fees, which is like $140 a month.
Oh, wow.
They cover that, and then you get daily uncapped payouts.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they do have a daily loss limit. It's 40% of like what your account is, I
Here's
guess.
your balance or your actual complete or your drawdown.
It's your balance.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. So, you know, if you get 2250, in my case, I enter live with 2250. If I get exactly 2250 of like a buffer, I guess. And then my drawdown is still 2250. So I have almost 5 grand now in a live account that I'm playing, like trading with.
Oh, wow. Good for you.
Yeah. Not me. No, not yet.
Yes.
But that's what it would be.
But yes, no, I understand. Oh,
And that's like
interesting.
not
Yeah.
even their biggest account. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm about halfway there to my goal. So, and then
Interesting. I
the
love it
reports and
anytime a new company comes and disrupts the space. I think it's huge.
yeah.
Tradeify did it already now.
Yep.
And now it sounds like the futures desk is doing it. And hopefully there's going to be some more on the horizon. And it's just like anytime you get disruption, it just makes the competition healthy. And it just makes it better for everyone, for the companies, for the prop firms, for the traders. Like it just makes it so it's not one guy calling the shots. And
Yeah.
that was my biggest fear. I wanted to go back to trading Apex 20 accounts. And I was just like, what if they deny my payout? Like I get all this, get this balances in all these accounts. And then they come and just say, oh, you didn't do this. And you hear the
Yeah.
horror stories. And I'm like, if I did that on my first payout and they denied me, I think I would be devastated.
Yeah. You don't want to
Just
risk
like
it, right?
now you're telling me I'm a fraud. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So stuff like that is like, going back to just for me is just having the one account and trading the one account and getting a payout. And, once you got that payout, I can imagine like if you remember when you took, well, you obviously do, but just the feel like, did something change after that?
I think it was like, oh, this is actually like attainable, first of all. It does become like a real kind of feeling. You're like, oh, I got paid for this. I really feel like I'm a profitable trader. But not profitable trade, a real trader, I guess.
Yes.
Um, I don't know. I feel like I experienced a pretty big profit loss before getting to that. I lost 8K in a day, all my funded
Wow.
accounts. And then I got the payout, and it just was like, oh, it's freaking worth it, you know? Like, it was worth it. And then it's like, I can do this. Now I just need to replicate what I've done. And mainly for me, it was like a change in psychology, in my mentality, not necessarily in my trading strategy.
No, that's what I was saying to Thomas too, was it's the second year, the struggles for me, and I think for a lot of people are just the mental side of trading. I can look at a chart. I can tell you about VWAP. I can look at levels. I can see where I think price is gonna push to, and I can tell you all of that. But it's just controlling those emotions and not getting trigger happy and chasing losses. And I made the mistake of being able to. I had days where I could scalp my way out of the hole, and I'd be mentally exhausted. But I convinced myself that this was the proper way of trading, and it actually wasn't because I was just buying, selling, and just catching moves and there was no theory or thought behind anything. It was just like, oh, okay, I'm up 500, I'm down 200, I'm up three, like,
Right.
and for me, that's been my mental shift is like, I can't do that. I can't take, more than a few trades. Yesterday, I had a day actually where I told myself coming into the week, I know what I want to risk and I know my how many trades I want to lose and I'm going to be done. But I lost one, won one, lost one, it just,
Like,
the last one was unneeded, right? Where it was,
yeah.
whether I lose two trades in a row or two trades in a day, I should be done trading. That's going to be my new rule moving forward. I would have
Okay.
saved half of what I lost yesterday if I didn't take that last trade. There's no need for it.
Yeah.
So
I
just
think for
interesting
me,
stuff.
I think for me, like the biggest turning point in getting payouts was not necessarily my first payout. I think it was when I had a really long red streak. I had a really long red streak. I think it was like 7 days.
Ooh,
And it was like I was taking my setups. It just didn't work. But I managed to keep my accounts alive. I had taken a payout, a small payout from 3 out of those 5 accounts. So I was like, it's okay if I lose these, but I want to prove it to myself that I can ride out like a red period, a drawdown. And I did. I kept those accounts for a really long time. I know you've kept an account for a really long time, and you said it felt like a relief when you were done, and it felt like a relief for me too. But it also was like it really taught me my proper risk management. Um, and so I didn't get another payout out of those, which is fine. But I was like, if I can keep an XFA alive for 4 months, I should be able to, like, now I can size up on the trades that I think are working well for me because I know how to handle it if I am in drawdown. you know?
Yeah, no, I totally understand. And I think for me, like the opposite side of that whole thing was I had five XFAs that I copy traded and I had them for about 3 months and I was in drawdown the whole time, but
Oh,
I never took a payout on them. Right.
right.
So I think that where you took in a payout, so these accounts have become something for me, not taking a payout, they were still almost like combines.
Right.
And I was just in this cycle of like keeping them alive. And once I did let it go, it was like, okay, so I'm down $1,000.
Yeah.
3 months of trading, I'm down $1,000. Why am I being so hard on myself?
Yeah.
$300 a month, $400 a month it cost me to trade. And I trade, we both trade every day.
Yep.
We don't take a day off unless we're sick or something. We're at the desk every morning trading. Like we're making trying our best to make a living doing this, right? So it's not like we're
Hmm.
not trying to do it part-time. We're not trying to do it like for fun. Like we're serious about it. So for me, when I lost those accounts, it was actually a relief because I was holding on to something and it was like, well, I could have held on to it for 6 more months, but I've never taken, and that's where now that you said it out loud, it makes so much more sense because you took a payout on those accounts. So those are real accounts to you kind of,
Yeah.
right? Like they've paid you. But when you
Yeah.
haven't got paid on them, you're still in that mentality of trading a combine, right? So,
Yeah. Exactly. They become real.
and then
Same
I
as
thought I thought getting the straight to funded accounts would make it more real because you're paying more money. But in essence, I still wasn't treating it with the respect it deserved.
Yeah, they haven't for me. They just like, I think that they're great. I think that you definitely can make money on them. Just for me mentally, I was like treating them like a combine, like you said. I didn't feel like I earned them. I don't know. So I have yet to take a payout on a straight to funded. That's why, sorry, my nose is so itchy. That's why I love the 50K growth accounts with Tradeify because um there's no activation fee. So it's $0. You can pass them in a day. And it's for me, and they're much more affordable. So if you do lose them, it's like, okay, it's not a big deal. But yeah, I don't know. It hasn't clicked for me yet, but I think it will. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse
Well, this
me.
100K account that I'm trading right now, I had to pass an eval to get it. So I came into this week with, I told James we had a call on the weekend and I said, I can't lose more than $500 a day. I have 3 grand drawdown. That gives me 6 days of a losing streak before I would lose this account. And, I need you to hold me to that. And he said, no, he's like, I'm going to hold you to it. And yesterday I lost $550 and I could have easily been like, oh, I just need to make some of that back. And I said, you know what? I made some not poor decisions, just amateur, almost rookie, new trader mistakes at the end of the day that I
Yeah,
didn't need to make, and it cost me. And I was just like, you know what, I'm walking away, and hopefully today I'm gonna be made a big chunk of that. Well, I already have made a chunk of that back, and I have this one runner on, and let's see, and I
good for
might have
you.
made
Is it
it all
still
back, right?
on?
Yeah, we
Good for
haven't. We're
you.
743 is the low, so
Are we
NQ.
moving
It
our
looks like
way?
NQ might have almost filled its gap, and I'm afraid once NQ fills it, then we might get a turnaround. And
743. Price went to 743.
yeah, and 740 is my TP.
Oh,
That's okay. This is discipline.
it is discipline. I'm like, close it. I'm so bad. I'm like, close your, it'll get there.
I'll move my stop down to 752 after this candle close probably.
Okay, there you go. Look at you. Good job.
I just kind of looking at the charts and seeing where price could bounce back to and then slide down some more. But
No
did you
worries.
see this happening today?
Hmm. Yeah,
That was
past
your
have
thesis
been,
last night?
yeah. I mean, I didn't see it like, I can't, like, you can never predict, but people who have a much better understanding of macro levels and of the environment of the market than me, like Pax, for
I saw
example.
that comment that he made. He's shorting it if it get below the opening range, he's shorting it.
Well, he even said, I think that he said, I'm a bear until it breaks and holds above 5,840. Five,
I
five,
could see that.
5,7,8. No, sorry. Yeah, 5,840. And it rejected like 5,837 rejected. Boom. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this going down.
It's like
That's why I was shorting last
I love
night.
watching professional, like not professionals, but these people with tons of experience throw out levels. And when I first started trading, I never understood the levels, and it was like there's something to this, right? And it's
Oh,
not
for
always
sure.
right, but it's interesting because it was like if you go back and look last week, we didn't break those highs of what was it, 700 or something, or 670, like, and then once we broke them, I'm like, oh, we're going to get a push higher, and we did, but not a lot of lift, right? So it's, and now here we've erased that whole move.
I know. I
So
think that old me would have been jumping in a trade because I missed that huge move. I got short today. I made my like $750 or whatever it was. But across four accounts. But old me would have jumped in because I felt like I missed the move. And now I'm like, if this continues short, it will continue short tomorrow and Friday and Monday. You know what I mean? Like I don't need to
tomorrow's another day. There's always going to be a trade.
always another trade.
It's
Always another day.
when I first started trading and I thought I had to catch the move at the open. And then we put the rule in, or at least a bunch of us practice now, not trading until the opening range is set. And then now this last week, I've been getting to the desk at 9:45, 10 a.m. So like 15 minutes, half an hour
Me
in.
too.
And I want to say 3 of 5 of those days, or 4 of those 5 of those days, was a beautiful move up.
Mhm.
And I felt no FOMO.
Well, I don't trade longs, so you know that I
Right?
don't feel
Yeah.
for all those.
No, I'm only in this short today because we're below all the VWAPs, and that's the other rule that me and James are talking about. Like, I'm not allowed to trade against trend. I'm not
Yeah.
there. I don't have the confidence in my emotional management to be able to, like, Austin can trade against trend very well,
Oh,
and
I
his tuition speaks to him very well,
can't.
and he reads the market obviously very well. But that comes with 10 years of experience.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Which I don't have. So
he will. We all will.
we
That's the
will.
best part about it. Like, I tell Christine all the time, and Christine actually says it to me. She's like, "You actually, you don't, until you give up, you're not quitting, right? So when you give up, then you're quitting." And she always says, and it's like, such sound advice. Like, we're in this for the long haul if we want to be, and I am. You are. Christine is. Everybody in the Black Shirt Club is. Like, it's
Yep.
it's just a very good environment to be around the right people. So
I agree with you. I mean, if you're not like supporting yourself, like we were just talking about earlier, your friends and your family and things like that, it's the same with your colleagues. If you're not supporting yourself with people, or sorry, surrounding yourself with people who are supporting you and making you better every day in your trading, then you got to find a new crew, man.
I agree
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know this was we can keep talking for hours, I bet you. This
I
was
bet you we could, but I gotta go make lunch.
a great conversation, hopefully the first in many, and I will talk to Thomas here, but when we do our next live one, we should the three of us should do it.
I want to be on it.
Yeah,
Thank
and then even Christine wanted to be on it too one day, so it could be like a nice Friday afternoon thing, and we could plan it ahead of time. Hopefully it works for everyone's schedules, and we could sit and have a great conversation, and just I love being around like-minded individuals with similar goals.
Me too.
Whether it's we want to make $1 million or $50, it's just like we have the same goals and motivations. And, it's really important to surround yourself with people like that. And that's
Yeah.
having conversations like that. Like, I couldn't have a better end to my day.
I agree with you.
But thanks, Rebecca. It was,
Thanks for having the chat with me.
yeah, I appreciate you taking the time. We'll do this again for sure.
We will. Bye, Randy.